Greetings, welcome to the Tarot Card of the Now. In this video, I am using the Sacred Bridges Tarot deck to pick a card for the now. Whenever you tuned into this video, it's a little message, a little insight that should be helpful to you. So, let's see what the card and message is, shall we? We have the inverted Ace of Waters, and as you can guess, Waters is equivalent to cups. Obviously, that water suit. And we have the Ace. So, to start new things, we have to clear out the old, right? It's a necessary part. That's why beginnings and endings are always together. They're the same thing. You can't put new things into a box that is full. You have to take some things out, right? That's the idea here, is to clear the whatever it is it is clouding up that space for something new. Now, the waters that's really coming to me is this emotional. So it's like clearing out that emotional baggage so you can get new in. It's like you can't start a new relationship if you're too stuck on the last one, or the one that's really holding you down. You can't move on. That old relationship's going to cloud everything up. This time right now, that might be a factor in your life. Any new relationships may be a little tainted or seen through a film or seen through a screen that is a projection of the old, and it's not letting you see the real situation. And it also could be with one person. It could be past issues with a person isn't allowing you to see how they've changed, right? You don't see the changes because you are stuck with that idea of how they were. And like I said, it's like a screen. You know who they are from the past, and they're probably not the same person. This can also be on the level of yourself, your relationship with yourself. You haven't seen how you changed, you haven't seen how you progressed because you're holding on to past mistakes and these kinds of things. It's kind of like rose tinted glasses, but instead of being rose colored, they're more of like a gray. I just see that because it needs to be purged in order to progress and to see yourself, to gain more self love, or to gain love with somebody else. You have to take these glasses off. You have to take away the projection. You have to purge that for new emotions. You can't be happy if you're holding on to the sadness. It's basically the idea. You have to purge that, and that can come in many ways, and it's not necessarily the easiest thing. But right here, I just see, like I said, a block to new experiences, new emotions, because you're holding on to old ones. That space is being taken up by something, so you need to purge it if you're really, really wanting maybe a new relationship, like I said, with somebody or with yourself, or renew a relationship. It could be renewing a relationship with a friend, a parent, a child. It doesn't have to be romantic. When people say relationship, they automatically think romantic relationship. We have so many different relationships, and this could even be on non-love relationship as well, like you and a boss, because there are emotions invested in it. We want to separate our career, our job, our business life, and say, oh, it's just business. It doesn't work that way. We are multidimensional beings, and you can't totally take away emotion unless you're just totally separated from emotion yourself in your journey. So things that happen at work, they cause emotional baggage, they cause these feelings. So anything in your life where you're wanting to be renewed or you're wanting to move on to something else, realize you have to purge this in one way or another. It could be crying it out, which a lot of times I see this particular Ace of Cups as, because if you see, it's an eye, and they're kind of like the like clay pot is like pouring water through it, and it really makes me think of crying, but not necessarily. It's just that purging, really, and it could be in any way. It could be cutting the ties with that past relationship. Like I said, it could be a past relationship, and like I said, earlier I used the idea of like an ex, and you're seeing the person you want to are beginning a new relationship or wanting a new relationship. It's being tainted by the old ideas of that old relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, like I said before. It could be a new job, where you have a lot of tension there, you're very nervous, you're not connecting with your boss or co-workers because of past experiences with your boss and co-workers. You're expecting them to screw you over like your last job. It doesn't have to be romantic, it's any kind of relationship. And like I said, it could be with yourself as well. You messed up at the last job, and so this one you're really nervous about doing that again. You can't progress unless you purge that, until you realize you have to cut that off and let it go. This is definitely about a card of letting go so you can move on to something new. You want to get that new thing. It's like, oh, I really want to start this new project. You have to close up the last one. Either totally discard it, throw it away, or do whatever it is to bring it to an end. It's basically the idea that you need closure so you can move on. It's like, oh, why can't I start this new project? Why can't I get this new relationship? Why do I keep putting myself down? These kinds of things. You can't move on to the new you, the new relationship, the new job, or whatever it is. Like I said, that all these things that you're emotionally invested in, it needs that purging, it needs that ending, that closure before you can move on, because that closure is the new beginning. You can't start something new without closing the other one, because like I said, that holds in the anxiety, the depression, and all that is holding space, and not letting the new emotions, the new life, the new way to see a relationship, no matter what that relationship is, it needs that space, and it's being held by something else, so it needs to be purged so new stuff can come in. Like I said at the beginning, it's like a box, and it's full, so you need to take some shit out so you can put new shit in it. That's basically what the universe is saying right now. This is why you can't move on to whatever it is, your new self, your new job, your new relationship, and no matter what that relationship is. So, if you like this video, please give me a like. I love that. That really encourages me to keep making this and know that people get something out of it. I appreciate all the messages, all the comments that I get. Really, really helpful. So I just want to leave it off with a thank you and a blessed be.